you're just joining us, you're in for some very good news. Kasama po natin on our show today si Aquino and Loew, our immigration lawyers that are giving advice to all of you that call in. Kasama po natin on the phone ngayon si Mark mula sa West Hollywood. Mark?
Hello. Hi, G.
Hi, kamusta?
I'm good, thank you.
Ano po yung tanong ninyo?
Good afternoon, Attorney Aquino. I'm in a same-sex marriage, and I was a crew member, and my husband petitioned me for I-130 petition, and that got approved. But then we had to file a waiver, and our waiver got denied. So this process has been taking 2 years already. Our first waiver got denied. So what do they suggest we do? Do we file another waiver, or somebody, one of the attorneys we spoke with said we can or talk to the ombudsman, file an ombudsman case, because there seems to be a little discrimination with the decision that they granted us. It's very obvious in the reasoning that they did. They kind of don't believe the hardships that we presented to them. So what do they suggest we do at this point?
Yeah, you know, this is a very difficult situation that you know, you're put in when you have to file a waiver and then the waiver is denied. Because what you can do is just appeal it up the chain. Obviously, you can go to an AAO appeal and then eventually move to proceedings and do that appeal in front of a judge. It actually happens to work better in front of a judge, because, like the caller is saying, some of the officers are not as free, or the way that they think about waivers is a lot different than the way they think about these types of waivers in immigration court, so you tend to be more successful in court. But really, the only recourse is either to refile and sort of look at what was lacking the first time, try to substantiate that a little bit more in the next filing, and hope for a better officer that's looking at it.
Yeah, because it is discretion, isn't it?
It is.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Okay, I hope that answered your question, Mark. Kasama naman natin si Lorelai. Lorelai, nandiyan ka ba?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon po. Ano po yung tanong ninyo?
Yeah, I'm married a C1D1 visas, and I was just wondering what is the next step that we're gonna do. I'm a green card holder, and I've been here for like 1999.
Okay, so she's been here since 1999. That's 16 years.
Yeah. And actually that emphasizes our last call from Mark as well. And so whether it's a same-sex marriage or an opposite-sex marriage, when a person enters as a crewman, you are not eligible to move forward with applying for your green card here in the United States, generally speaking. There are some exceptions, so if a person has an old petition, that might allow them to move forward. But just like what Mark was talking about, they probably need to move forward with a provisional waiver, because of the fact that they will be, in all likelihood, required to have the spouse go back to the Philippines and process the green card there. In Laura Lee's case, naturally she needs to move forward with becoming a U.S. citizen first. That's very important that you move forward with that. Otherwise, there's going to be a waiting list that your spouse will be subjected to. And so the citizenship, and then thereafter the petition to classify your spouse as a spouse, and more than likely a provisional waiver because of that entry as a crewman.
Okay, at kasama naman natin ngayon si Sylvia. Sylvia, ano po yung tanong ninyo para sa ating immigration attorneys from Aquino and Loew?
Kasi yung in-sponsor ko yung anak ko sa F2B visa, and naaprubahan noong 2006. Gusto ko malaman kung anong petsa na ngayon ang kanilang pinaprocess.
Okay, so it was approved in 2006. When can they expect this to come through?
It's all about those priority dates. And so you actually need to take a look at when the petition was filed. So,
okay, not when it was approved, right? Kailan po na-approve yung, ano pong petsa yung na-approve yung petition po? Ano pong petsa hindi po na-approve kundi final yung dokumento?
No, it was approved na. Approved na yung sponsorship ko.
Opo, approved na po. Pero kailangan po malaman kung kailan nyo po final. Attorney, you're saying that it's not when it was approved, but when it was filed.
Exactly. So it's wonderful that the petition has already been filed.
Right.
But in order to determine how much longer it's going to be for her child to come into the United States, you need to take a look at the priority date, and that's set by the date that the petition was filed.
Right.
And currently, for a green card holder who petitioned a child who's over the age of 21, which is the F2B category that she mentioned, they are working on 2004. So it sounds as if it might be about another 2 years or so. Individuals really need to make sure to monitor those priority dates, because once the priority date approaches or becomes near, immigration will send out packets. And if you don't respond to those packets, there is a possibility that they will cancel the petition. And so individuals really need to make sure to stay on top of monitoring the priority dates. I know it takes a long time, but it's very important to take a look and be conscious of notifying immigration and checking up and following up.
I mean, if I'm waiting for that date to come through, how can I fall asleep? You know, these are dates like you're really hoping and praying that, you know, this comes through sooner rather than later.
Well, there's a lot of movement in the numbers, so sometimes it goes forward, you get excited, then it retrogresses, and you say this is never going to happen. So some of that is just being vigilant and staying on top of it.
Okay, kasama naman natin si Bernard. Bernardo, nandyan po ba kayo?
Yes, ma'am. Andito po ako. Nanonood ng inyong programa.
Ay, maraming salamat po. Ano po yung tanong ninyo para sa ating mga abogado?
Ang tanong ko po ay siguro kung mga 10 years ago or more, yung anak ko ay nandito for what you call it, a green card na conditional. Nagkaroon siya ng kaso, and so umuwi siya ng Pilipinas, nag-expired yung kanyang green card. Dahil ngayon, meron siyang pending case. Pero, pinetition ko ulit siya 2005, na I'm expecting na by next year and 2 years ay babalik siya dito. Makaka-apekto ba yan sa kanyang pagbalik dito, yung kanyang pending case dito sa California, please?
Okay, very good question. Pagbalik po natin dito sa Kababayan Today, pag-uusapan po natin yung sagot sa inyong tanong. Magbabalik po kami.